Hello.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
And welcome to today's Invoq webinar. Today we're actually coming to you live from a real, I was just about to say kitchen. It's not a kitchen. It's a bakery.
It's a bakery.
Yeah. So
we think it's a bakery.
It is a bakery, and it's one of the best bakeries in Aarhus. And of course, we have an Invoq oven behind us, working live in the actual kitchen, bakery. But yeah, sorry. My name is Jens, and I'm a chef at the home of Invoq. And next to me,
I'm David, and the owner of this kitchen bakery called David BreadHead, and we have 2 locations here in Aarhus.
and a restaurant.
And a restaurant and a bar and a clothing brand. But that's another story.
That's another story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today we're here to bake.
Yeah.
And actually, we have 2 projects we have to do today. We have to do the special crème brûlée in a croissant. So we're going to bake that in the oven.
We call it a crème brûlée pastry.
Pastry, yeah, of course, yeah. And we have to do some local delicious little thing called a using the leftover of today's croissant baking. So we have to get this started. So first of all, David, maybe you can just show us the ins and outs quickly.
So this is This is actually just a croissant that hasn't been baked. We have cut in half, and we want to make it as a crème brûlée, which is actually just a custard inside. And then we're gonna put some sugar, and then we're gonna burn it, so we get like this caramelized top,
Like a classic.
like a classic, but we're doing it in a pastry. So this is actually just a croissant with 12 layers, as I think they're gonna show in the video.
Yeah.
Then we have some egg wash, just some egg and then milk, and then we're gonna blind bake, which means we're just gonna bake them with a hole in it so they will not rise. So we take this homemade thing we have made out of something,
Out of the silicone
stuff, and then we're actually just gonna put it in the oven.
In the oven as it is now. And we have already cheated from home, of course.
So this goes in the oven.
Yeah. So we have 5 of these coming out, and then you have your.
Then we have our custard, which is just a plain custard with vanilla and salt.
Vanilla and salt.
Yeah. Nice. And then you can always adapt. We actually do a passion fruit crème brûlée croissant.
Okay, so like a really bitter one.
And then we have some sugar.
And we're gonna glaze it.
Yeah,
Burn
it out.
Fantastic. Okay, so we actually met early on and did some baking at the home of Invoq. So we're gonna see how that session went in just a few seconds. The first one is about croissants. I mean, it's the craftsmanship in every bakery. You know, it lets you know what the quality of the bakery, in my view, is.
Yeah.
You know, always take a look at the handmade pastry. So we have a few that are already baked here, but let's take a look at the earlier session we did. Hi everyone, welcome to the home of Invoq. My name is Jens. Today we have a visitor from a bakery in Aarhus. Actually, it's like a whole chain of stores. You have your own clothes brand and
I do lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
And this is in English. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. We are still in Randers in Denmark, but we're gonna please our global customers today and do it in English.
So this is just
and this is what you know. I'm just a stupid chef.
So 12 layer butter.
12 layer butter. Okay.
We do 12 layers that we think is the layer and the crispiness is the best at that
It's the top. Okay.
And also we think it's the most beautiful croissant.
Yeah.
So we use real butter, not that margarine stuff.
No.
And this comes directly from the freezer and just been defrosting for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
it's very cold.
Very cold. We're just gonna trim the edges, just to make it more beautiful.
Yeah.
These sides we can use for the dough the next day, or we can cut it in like small squares. Then we can roll it in some cinnamon sugar, yada. Then we're gonna put it in a muffin shape, and then we're just gonna bake it, and then it's gonna be like a pull-off cake. Actually, we call it monkey bread.
Monkey bread. Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna just trim some squares.
Yeah.
That one. So we're gonna do like hopefully the same size. You lob your knife just
Yeah, I mean, this is the best way to how to use a chef knife, directly on a steel table.
Directly on a steel table. Okay. So you're just going to stretch it out a tiny bit, just to make it a bit longer. Then you put it on the table. Then I do it towards myself. I know my bakers, they want to fire me when I do that, because they want to do it because it's better for the back.
Okay, so okay. So it's like a,
environment,
thing. Yeah, okay.
And then we're just going to stretch it a bit out, and then we're going to roll it like a bit aside, so we get like these two edges. And then it's very important that you keep this triangle in the middle, so you keep the upright position all the way. So look here, you can see it's still in the middle. And that's very important, because it has to balance itself. Because if you roll it uneven, it will fall to one edge on the other side. And already now you can feel that it's starting to melt.
Yeah,
and
it's a little bit too warm.
Yeah, and there's also this rule that you can actually not touch the croissant more than 3 times.
Okay.
We prep all the croissants each day, and then we put them directly in the freezer, because the one rule with croissants, they're not allowed to rise before you actually want to rise them, if that makes sense. So now we have rolled them out from frost, and then we're gonna put them in the freezer again. They can be up in the freezer for like 4 to 6 days.
Okay.
And then we're gonna defrost them overnight in just the fridge, and then we're gonna rise them when we want them to be baked. So these ones have been rising a bit, 2 hours, 3 hours maybe, and then they need approximately 1 hour more.
1 hour more.
Yeah.
Okay.
They need to be like the
wobbly
effect. They're not there yet. They need a bit more, and also the layers have to separate a bit, like here.
Okay.
So they're starting to separate. But it also, so maybe 1 hour more. Here we go again. Now we're gonna mix croissants.
Some beautiful croissants.
We're just gonna give them this is just milk and butter. Just gonna slightly brush them, just to make them golden brown. These are ready to bake, and the way you can see them, or see it, is that they are kind of wiggly. And the layers have started to
separate a little bit in the layers.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's a good sign. And also you can see the edge, it's still a bit under, like the end of the croissant is still under. When it's starting to get on top, it has been risen too much. Yeah.
Okay. Bottom oven is set for the actually just a standard factory set croissant recipe. So that's a 15-minute bake, preheat to 230, and then it bakes from 170 and up to 190.
Cool.
Yeah.
Put it in.
We are back.
We're back.
What an amazing video. Wow.
It is fun. I mean,
beautiful croissant.
Yeah.
So these are the ones that we baked many years ago. And then we have saved them for today. And they are awesome as ever.
Yeah.
In David BreadHead, we love to bake a bit darker than people think is their taste. We do it because we prefer it, and we think the taste is much better when we bake it a bit darker. It's called like in the art reaction. So we bring all the sugar and the caramelization throughout the day, and we bake our croissants a bit dark. It's a preference of taste, but we think it helps out with keeping the crust, keeping
nice and crispy.
Yeah, and then we have like the inside. The inside is very still very moist.
Yeah,
of course, much better at the start of the day than the end of the day. But so we have some croissants here that has actually been baked yesterday, because we're going to make those into the atmosphere. This is like a brown sugar romance cake. We just mixed it with the pastry.
So this is also to talk a little bit about food waste in the bakery. Like what can you use your product surplus on? And as in the video, you mentioned the monkey bread you do with the leftovers of the croissants, or you could actually use it as an extra ferment in the next day's pastry.
we of course we just do a plain croissant each day for the shops, and the ones we don't sell, we save for the day after, and then we make them until these mixed double baked croissant, as we call them, and they have actually become one of our signature pastries.
Yeah, it's a lovely thing. Lots of
that's nearly 1,000 calories in one when we have cut it and filled it with.
It's a full meal of the day. Yeah. So just quickly to introduce to you guys Omsvir, because that's the concept that I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it should be only Danish actually, and it's if you imagine a sort of like a cake version of a focaccia actually.
Just like a brioche dough with the sweetened up.
Yeah, exactly. So you have the same where you make the dimples in the dough as in the focaccia, and then you do this lovely brown sugar, caramelized heavy butter.
Actually, just
lemons.
Yeah, brown sugar, butter, cinnamon, sugar, and then just mix it and then pour a ton of it over top. So it gets very greasy, and you need to take a bath after you've eaten it. It's perfect.
It's very comfort food kind of thing.
And it's the same custard we put inside of our double baked croissants. We just add a hint of orange peel.
Orange peel,
get some acidity into it.
Get that tastiness.
So
make it a bit more fresh.
Should we make them now? Or
I think we could. Let's cut one open. And I just need to see if we. If you start on that, I'll have a look at.
So in a bakery, we don't have time to cut them all up. Or we don't have time. We prefer it work faster than hammer. So we actually cut them up just like a pizza. So we just cut a big hole in the middle. Some people cut it all the way through, but we have found out that this is much faster and does exactly the same job. And in our bakery, we do lots of. Our bakery wants to be very effective. Because when we make many pastries a day, etc., it takes more time than you actually think to fill 200 of these.
Yeah, exactly. But it also goes to the food waste thing, that you're sure that you can do actually the amount you need. And if you do a project like this, maybe it starts off because you want to save some product or maybe save a little bit of extra cash. But as you said, suddenly it's a bestseller of the shop, and then you have to start thinking in processes. And being sure, how you keep up the quality, how you keep the recipes, and all of that. So, just while David fills up these, I'll just quickly show you these crème brûlée croissants that are now done. So they cooled off a little bit, and now we can take out the silicone bowl here. And as you see, we have this perfect little bowl of pastry to fill in with the custard. And I'm sure David will show us just in a minute. Again, when we talk about Invoq in the modern bakery, actually I think we have a pretty good scene here. If our camera can just follow me over here, because being in a busy bakery like this is one of the setups that we are really happy about when we see Invoq used in the field, efficient. So we have a classic deck oven setup where. Of course, one of your signatures is also your lovely sourdough bread. And they are made in the deck oven. It's a huge amount of bread that needs to be baked every day. So you have a large, very nice stone deck oven here. Next to it, we have the Invoq, which actually on a daily basis takes care of all the pastries in the shop. All the sweet stuff is baked in the Invoq, and you use actually some of the factory sets. Recipes like the croissant factory recipe that can be done both like for bake off, but actually also for these very high.
So everything in baking in this oven is actually just like the croissants.
So these are also the standard croissants.
This one as well. Sometimes we add a bit more.
Take off or add a minute or whatever.
Then the bakers have done something so you just press 2 minutes more.
So there's like a quick select, easy one.
You want to put those? Oh, we have to. This one just has to go in the oven for because the croissants are done. So the only thing we need is actually just to melt a bit the croissants. So they actually just have to go in 200. That's all right. 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Yeah, but we can just put them in because it doesn't need to be that big food.
No. It's not for the pastry we do it. It's mainly for the.
So we just keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
As you always say, so then you get it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how it is.
Okay. Yeah, and again, using Invoq in the modern bakery, of course, you know, you've worked a lot on creating the perfect pastry, which is one of your trademarks in your brand. But again, using modern technology, so we actually use the steam functions. The first 4 minutes of the croissant recipe, we use 100% steam, and it doesn't matter if it's for frozen or fresh pastry. It's really to create that perfect environment for the pastry to rise before the Maillard reaction kicks in and before we set the crust and start caramelizing. Because if we do that too soon, then we don't fulfill the full potential of the rise in the pastry. And the competition in the artisan bakery world is pretty tough. And you are, you know, as we say in the kitchens, you're never better than your last serving.
That's right.
So you know, bottom standards of quality has to be really, really high.
We actually, lots of bakeries are using margarine.
Yeah, instead of real butter. Yeah, so real plant-based.
And some bakeries actually have, because the main ingredient in this is butter. It has to be nice good butter, so we use Aarhus butter in our bakery.
Okay.
And then we cut it, and then we actually, as you can see, then we do the lamination.
Okay, so you do the lamination work yourself as well?
We do the lamination for all the butter ourselves. So we actually just buy kilos, 10 kilos, and then we cut it and take these away.
Okay. That's a big job.
That takes a big job, and then we can just like pounding it, so it's, everybody can hear it in the building.
Yeah.
And, we are good friends and pay them off with baked goods. So yeah, that's nice. But should we make those?
Yeah, let's put the custard in.
This is the custard. You just fill it in. It's not like a real crème brûlée way of doing it. You know, crème brûlée like you chef.
No, it's not the liquid.
Not the liquid, and then you bake it. This one is maybe a bit too, but you can always even it out.
Yeah.
If you take a palette.
Okay.
This one is maybe a bit too firm, but it's always something you can change afterwards.
Yeah.
Then we just need a palette, actually. Just gonna grab a palette.
Yeah, that's fine. So actually, I think while David just finished prepping these, we should take a look at some of the other. I mean, maybe it's mean to call it leftover pastries, but we actually did something else the other day when we had the session with pistachio. So let's just have a quick look at the pistachio breads.
Weitergehen.
Weitergehen, ja. Weiter geht's.
Finished in German.
Yeah, no, sorry, I skipped the German lessons.
So we're gonna do some pistachio swirls, snails, I guess is the word. That's pistachio remongs made with the marzipan, butter, and some pistachio
Paste. Okay.
Then just gonna put it in.
Yeah.
In a good layer.
Then you're just gonna cut it in. So this one is, of course, from the side. You can just put that bit down. Then you can take this one, put it behind.
Okay, so it stays there.
Yeah, but I would prefer, you know, take these sides. Then
Do the same here.
Yep.
Just press it.
These pistachio snails.
Improving.
Yes, and we discovered a new way of proving it in the Invoq, and it actually turned quite good out, quite nice.
Because you need like lower than 35, 30 degrees.
Yeah, like
otherwise the butter melts.
The butter melts, and we want some humidity as well to keep it moist while they proof. So 28 degrees is 28 to 30 degrees is preferably.
Perfect.
So this one have been proofing for like an hour, and that's actually quite fast. Also, the dough before we made them was
a little bit warm.
Yeah. So that's why it got a bit faster.
Fast, yeah.
So we just need to give it a slightly push down. You can do it as well.
Okay, so you just squash it.
Just a bit.
and then you brush it.
Then we brush it, yeah.
We just have these multi-trays from these opinion multi-tray, and actually we use them for omelets, eggs. Sometimes we do tarte tatans, but we just thought that would be fun because it sort of looked like the same size as these.
Yeah, it actually turned out very good.
So we haven't baked in these before, but we're gonna see what happens.
We're just gonna bake them at the same program as the croissants.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, much of these pastry dough things you can do in just a croissant recipe on the oven.
When you do this, maybe they need a bit more or a bit less. So that's depends on the size.
Yeah. So we're just gonna watch it.
This one costs like 120 crowns in the bakery. Just pistachio is so expensive. So
that's true.
Yeah, but no, it's I think it's a 40, 45.
45 kroner. So that's like €6 or something like that. Okay, so the bottom oven is preheated on the croissant recipe.
It's gonna be good.
Who doesn't like a pistachio pastry?
And we are back. Once again, an amazing video of David and Jens. So we're gonna finish those amazing brown brown sugar croissants off with some powdered white sugar. And I'm gonna finish those off with some just plain sugar.
Just do the icing then.
Yep. And then this is just a good amount of sugar because this one has to be grilled like a real, not grilled, but like what you call it.
Flame
throat.
Yeah.
And then we just have this.
It's always good with a little bit of action on the set.
Actually, do it with the hand because you don't want it to be burnt.
Okay.
Very fast.
So your bakers spend a lot of time every day making them ready.
And I think they do it much better than me.
Yeah.
But I think there needs to be more sugar. That's all right.
Okay.
You see, it breaks quite fast.
Yeah. I'm sure if you do 200 every day.
We don't do 200 of those.
Okay.
We don't. Maybe we can sell it, but we don't have time to.
No, exactly. But while David just finishes it off, I'll just quickly show you. I know it's a little bit early to cut open these warm Moonsweer guys, but just have a look. So as you see, perfectly baked croissant, and then we have this lovely crème in the middle. This is it's actually quite a heavy piece of pastry, but it's delicious, and it's a fun way of mixing Danish tradition with French craftsmanship, I think, in the shop. So, thank you all for watching today. It's been really fun. Hopefully, we'll get to do more of these live sessions with David. And of course, it's a massive learning process for us, being together with David and seeing all the processes and the craftsmanship.
I think that's the last time we're going to do those.
We actually kind of forced you today because we knew this is a really popular thing in your bakeries. So we just wanted to see it done live. And remember to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook. Go to the YouTube channel to watch this session again, or watch other clips like the entire session that we did the other day on Invoq at YouTube. And yeah. Nice to see you. See you next time.